guys, welcome to Authentic by Magoma. I hope you're well. I hope your mental health is in check. And if you're not, I've got you, as always. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back here week after week. And if you're new here, this is a platform that informs, enlightens, and entertains. On today's episode of the amazing video series that I started titled Youth and Creatives in Development and Empowerment, we have a lady here. She's going to tell us about what she does because she is about everything. if there were
sorry, I'm going to laugh. I can't help it.
If there are women who can do it all, I believe she's among them. Truly all-rounded. But first, let her start by introducing herself. So, welcome to Authentic by Magoma.
Thank you.
What's your name? What do you do? What titles do you hold?
Where should we start? Anyway, no, just kidding. But no, my name is Maseka Semo-Olesi Kithinji.
What?
Maseka.
Uh-huh.
Semo-Olesi
Uh-huh.
Kithinji. But my nickname is Captain T. So many people know me as Captain T, and even on Instagram, Captain T27. Please follow. My titles, well, what I'm known for is being a pilot and a lawyer, and I also love adventure. So I actively take part in different hikes, and recently I did Mount Kenya.
I can't wait to do Mount Kenya. That's my May plan.
Okay, I'll give you tips. I'll give you tips. You can go and read my story, but I'll give you tips about it.
Can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm also a biker. Yeah, I love riding motorcycles. I love machines, and that's me in a nutshell.
Nice. So, you're here on Authentic by Magoma today because my video series is about development and empowerment.
Yeah.
Do you feel you're empowered? What's empowerment to you?
Wow. Empowerment to me is freedom. Freedom to be who I am and not limited to what society expects me to be. That freedom, I believe, has been given to me through education, which I strongly advocate for young girls, women, and children, as well as my parents being very liberal in a way.
It's very important.
Yes. So that's what empowerment is, and yes, I believe in empowerment.
You're very many things. You said you're a biker, you're a lawyer, you're a pilot. How do you juggle all these things? And what drove you towards doing these things? What courage? It must take some really serious courage to go for all these things.
Oh my gosh. Well, the answer to that is passion. When I finished my high school, and even throughout my high school, I always wanted to be a pilot. But my mother, shout out to you, thought that I wanted to do it because of my current boyfriend. And
He's a pilot.
No, he's not. But he did aeronautical engineering. He was aspiring to do that, and I'm not sure right now. Sorry.
Well, it went the other way.
Yes, clearly.
All
right. Yes. I have no more details. And at the time, my dad didn't have the finances to start me off, or he just said like piloting is not a license. I mean, not a degree. It's not a paper.
Yeah.
And it's true. If you break your leg or something happens, it's just finished.
That's over.
Yes. So I was told you need to go to university, and I chose my top 3 options were law, international relations, and BCom. My father told me, you're not doing BCom. It is when Moneybag speaks and says it's law or international relations, you have to choose. And there were so many complications and logistics in terms of me doing IR, and that time USA was too far from where we're living. I was left with the option of law. So the agreement I had with them was, if I stay first year, first semester in law, and I just do not like it, and I flunk, we're not doing this. We will come boyfriend, come sunshine, come what you think, we are going to flying school. And then they told me, okay, fine, but you have to put your best foot forward.
Yes.
And the first year, first semester of law school was just amazing. It was a shock for me because I've also been homeschooled. So it was the first time I was with so many people. But also at the same time, I really felt empowered. I really did. I was like, there's so much information,
Yeah.
and how the lecturers are like, we're giving you a tool to be an advocate, to speak out about rights, and with law you can literally do anything. I said, this is what I want to do, and passed like first semester with flying colors. And that's how I fell in love with the law.
That's amazing. Very amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, plus with law, you get to empower other women.
Exactly.
Because there is misinformation in our society, and besides just misinformation, lack of information about rights. Well, with all that you do, how do you make them synergize? How do you have time for all of them? And how long has it taken you to get all those titles and have a certificate for each and every one of them?
My days. So for law school, it's been 7 years. For flying, it's taken me 4 years, and I'm still on that journey. So I began flight school when I was still at Riara University. That was in 2017, and I balanced between law school and being in flight school, which was by the grace of God.
Must be hectic.
No, it was so hectic. I balanced in between the two. So the thing is about these two professions, you can't give 100% to both per se at a particular time. So I started my flight training, and then I had to stop it to focus on the law for a while, because it got to a point, especially getting into Kenya School of Law, it really required my full-on attention. So I could not balance between the two. But as soon as I completed those studies, I went back and finished now my first license for flying. And in marrying the two, I'm currently doing a master's in civil aviation management.
Nice.
Because that includes everything. It includes the law, it includes finances, it includes HR, and it basically opened up the world to me as to what I can use this tool in my local country as. And that's how I'm able to balance between the two even now, because there's still so much regulation that's needed in Kenya when it comes to aviation law specialists. That are not so many, and pilots, I know we are in plenty, but I do love flying. So I don't see it as a job. I see it as, let's go have some fun. Exactly. And with the law, I see it like, let's use it as a tool, not only for ourselves, but more so for others.
Yes. Well, I like what you said, but with all this juggling all of them, and you said that you had to not quit, but then put one on hold so that you continue with the other with law. When do you rest? Define rest to you, and how important is it?
Wow.
Because I personally believe that your mind needs enough rest for you to function at your best. So what's rest to you, and how do you take your breaks?
Oh my days. Rest is important.
You don't say.
Yeah, I have to just put it out there. At first I would lie, I did not rest. And I actually hit roadblocks with my mind, because I could not rest and I couldn't get myself to just be still. And then you end up crashing. So I have crashed so many times in this journey, where my body is not functioning, my mind isn't, and I'm wondering what the problem is. And it was only actually last year when the pandemic hit, and I hit another wall because of the many challenges that came off and opportunities just being cancelled left, right, and center. It forced me to be still. And that's when I actively began intentionally taking care of myself.
How?
Meditation. Having my own prayer and quiet time in the morning. I love my morning devotion. I feel so grounded reading the Bible and saying a prayer and meditating on what's being said. Other times you just find me wanting to sit quiet for 5 minutes in the day, just quiet, listening to a calming music, and be like, okay, fine, now I can be able to think.
It does make a difference. I started playing piano, and I explained to people that the music is very relaxing to your mind. And I'm a writer, so writing and piano to me help me synergize everything that I do. So continue what you say. I really related to that.
No, it's alright, I got you. I get you. And I think even that's one of the things when you go see a counselor or therapist, they tell you to start journaling. Because that's what I have been doing for the longest of time, and that's what I'm doing my best to pick up again. When you find a way to release all these emotions that you're processing in your body and that you're reacting to, it calms you down. There's rest in the silence of your emotions.
It's true.
If I can say that. Yeah.
So with all this, and you're saying that it's only last year after the pandemic that you had to relax, you were forced to relax. What will you tell your younger self? What information is important that you wish you knew then that you know now?
The first is leave the boy child alone. Leave the boy child alone.
Thank you.
You're wasting too much time there.
It's impossible to have a say when you do not have anything.
Exactly.
It's that simple. And I tell people, and they're like, oh, I don't know how to even put it. It's just, they're not going anywhere.
No.
There's so many.
So that's the first thing I'd say. The second thing I'd say is the worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
We talk ourselves out of a lot of opportunities because we're scared they'll say no, and then what will happen?
Fear is crippling.
So crippling. So
the thing is, the one thing I have learned and I have constantly reminded myself is, because I get no's, I talk to people and they're like, oh, you've managed to do this, you managed to things like yearly getting at a young age. But I'm like, there are places where I got that no. Hard on my face, no.
Hey!
Email, unfortunately, we cannot do this and that. And I remember the first time I got an unfortunate email, I broke down. I cried. But the thing is, if you don't go ahead to apply for these things, to try out for these things, that fear will hold you from an opportunity that might be yours.
Yeah. Definitely. But then I think it's not that I see an unfortunately email or somebody tells me no, and I'm like, it's okay, I believe in myself, I'm going. No.
It's a learning opportunity.
I feel the sting. No, I still feel the sting.
It's true,
I'm still like, man. And then I go home and my sisters...
Yeah.
My sisters are like, you're saying too much. I'm like, I am. Why don't they want me? Why isn't it working? And then slowly by slowly, again, through prayer, through quiet moments, I'm like, no. Try again. Try again.
You can't give up.
Exactly. Either the next moment or tomorrow. So the worst I can say is no. And learn to use, again, the no's for your benefit. And I just want to share something I saw on LinkedIn the other day. I saw this post by this guy who shared his rejection letter on LinkedIn, and he said he applied for this job knowing very well that he's underqualified for it. But then the CEO wrote back to him saying that they appreciate him, applying for the job. They think he's brilliant, and actually said they would recommend him to another company.
Nice.
You see, so if you're short-sighted, you'd be like, I am underqualified. I can't, apply for this job. I can't do ABCD. But you don't know. It might be like, no, but I can refer you to someone because somebody sees, the zeal and the ambition that you have to go after what you want. And if they can't help you, maybe someone else can. So the worst they can say is no.
Yeah, that's true. And along the way, something new that I learned from my friend Naini from the other episode, she's telling me, those no's help you appreciate the value of the yeses that you get. The intensity of that yes, you work hard on it and you want it to propel you towards more yeses. If it was all yes, you wouldn't see the weight in that yes. Yeah.
It's so true. And even, I think...
Okay. Aju, really? Tulia nani? 10 minutes tu. Kati hapo, usikize.
Nimeenda. Why do you think I have a mask in my abs? Do you think mommy sent me to buy the doctor or something?
Bye. I love you.
I'm not going forever. I will come back in less than 5 minutes.
Go. So, you think the yes is another thing?
Oh yes, this is what I was saying, that I was speaking to yet another young girl, because of the work that I'm involved in and getting deeper involved in. I said I'd rather choose the longer road, even if I was given the choice, than just get yes all throughout. Because the people that I've been able to interact with, ask for help, ask for mentorship, I would have not even thought about that if from the get-go it was yes. From the get-go, Maseka, there's money for flying. Maseka, it's a yes from the law school. Maseka, yes, we'll sponsor you to go here. If it was yes throughout, I would not have met these people.
You
I
wouldn't even value it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, it's definitely.
So what advice do you have for the youths, especially young people, especially the youth, struggling out here to achieve their dreams? I mean, I am still navigating my way through my path and my purpose and my dreams. Start by advising me here.
Pressure. The quote that I have always lived by, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it, is by Marilyn Monroe, that says, "Fear is stupid and so are regrets." And I came across that quote, I think around first year of university, and that propelled me into what people call madness. Motorcycle. Oh, I'm flying a microlight with no doors, no cabin, no nothing over the ocean. Oh, I'm swimming with whale sharks. Because when you think about what she said, it is stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid, because it just holds you back. And the only person who you're left there looking at, like, oh my gosh, that was so dumb. You know, have you ever had that moment of, man, that was so dumb of me, I could have,
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that quote. And so I regret. When we look back and we're like, man, if I hadn't done this, if I hadn't done that, it's like, no, it's formed part of your story. And I'm a strong believer that sometimes we go through things for somebody else. And I have seen that in my life where I've struggled so hard at different parts of my life. And then when I come out of that season, I meet somebody who's going through the exact same thing.
And you know what to do.
And I know what to do. I know
Yeah.
what to say. And I'm like, God, okay, that wasn't fair. I didn't have to go through that to tell this person. But now, because I have a background story, they were like, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
And they shoot for the stars and they're there. So that's what I'd say.
That's amazing. Thank you for that. So what does the future hold for Maseka?
Ooh la la, God, what does future hold? I'm sorry, I can't help but be silly. Well, like I had said earlier on, I am such a strong believer and advocate for women and children's rights. So through my flying and through being an advocate, I really now want to get strongly and directly involved with that humanitarian aid through delivery of educational books, food, different types of cargo to areas that are problematic, like South Sudan, in the Congo, or even just northern Kenya. I really want to get into humanitarian flying. I've already begun through my career on conservation flights. I keep saying that animals are the best to work with because they don't talk back at you, but they can eat you. So there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance between that. But I really love doing conservation flights and just taking care of our environment and our wildlife. It's so fulfilling, and there's a level of serenity and that relaxation and peace that comes with just being out there in the wild. So my biggest dream and what I am working towards is active service through various organizations. Something soon is going to come up in not only mentoring and tutorship for young children in the street families and in rural areas, but women as well, because no shade at all, but the future is female, so
it is female.
We need to prepare for that.
That's true.
Exactly. And
you better come right.
oh, come on now, come on. Exactly. So if I can just change one girl's life, if I can just change one child's life, I will be at peace when my death comes, because I believe death is inevitable.
That's true. We just don't know when.
Exactly. So those are my big dreams: service to my community, to people not only in Kenya, Eastern Africa and the world. But I am exactly. But to be more specific, I'm very passionate about this continent. I'm very passionate about our people. As much as there's so many complications and there's so much wickedness, as you can maybe put it, I love people. I want to serve them. I want to help them, and that's what I want to be remembered as: the flying lawyer who helped and assisted and flew you and advocated for your rights and brought you up into the sky and stars. Yes.
Well, she's been brought to you by Authentic by Magoma. That's what I'm here for, to make a difference through my platform.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
it was amazing hosting you. Such
Thank you.
so enthusiastic, lovely, funny. Thank you for coming on Authentic by Magoma.
Thank you.
To Authentic by Magoma.
Yes.
You're welcome. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode with Maseka, the flying lawyer, she said. Kindly subscribe, like, and share. Tell them to do that.
Kindly subscribe, like,
What's that? Subscribe.
subscribe.
What's
Hey,
My
subscribe.
giant flying lawyer.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Sometimes it just comes out. It just comes out. Subscribe, like, and share.
Especially share.
Share.
Yeah. We get those 10,000 subscribers.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Mwah.